What's up, world? It's Jason Warner. Want to rap with you guys really quick and kind of help with this huge, enormous elephant in this room that we call America. And it's how to deal and talk about uncomfortable subject of racism, oppression, and things of the like. So Jesse Williams had this great speech, and some people don't like it. My opinion, it was a great speech at the BET Awards. And when I think about it, it's about understanding perspective, right? So a lot of times people understand the plight of the LGBT community. Many times people understand the plight of women, especially when it comes to unfair wages and different things like that. But sometimes it's so hard for America to understand the plight of Black America. You know, you never hear someone tell a Jewish person to get over the Holocaust, to just move forward. And they use words like equality. And I think a lot of us in this fight use words like equality. A good friend of mine, Michelle, tells me language matters. Language matters so much. And what people really need to understand the fight, it's more than equality. It's about equity. You know, equality says that we can both go get a loan at the bank, right? Like, equally, we can go in there and there's nothing stopping me from going into the door and applying for that loan. Equity says that you're not going to get the same type of rate. And this has just been proven in September of this year when the federal government fined banks like Fifth Third $15 million and other banks for unfair lending practices to blacks and Latinos for auto loans. At the end of the day, you have the same credit score, but you get a higher rate because of the color of your skin. Equality says that everyone can dunk a basketball. I'm 6'6". In my day, I could dunk a basketball very, very easily. But someone who's 5'5" may have a hard time of dunking that basketball on a 10-foot regulation goal. Equity says if you give them a ladder or a trampoline, then they can do it. The goal is equity. And let me tell you why. America's built on inequity, on stolen land and free labor. So if we look at the thing called Columbus Day. Columbus Day says that Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492 and discovered America. How can you discover something where people already live in? That's like me going to your house and say, hey, I like this house and it's mine now. It doesn't work like that. You just can't like discover something. So, but this is the story that is the narrative that is told. So if you grow up and you go to public school in America, you believe that, hey, you work really hard, you can make it. But that's not the case because of the inequity. Like, you have free land, free labor, you have a step up and a head start. 99% of the corporations are run by white men. Not taking anything away from that. At the end of the day, though, you had these corporations built on unearned benefits. Money received from this free land, free labor, that gives you collateral to go to the bank. That gives you a head start to build that infrastructure. If I have a business that does widgets A, and another company X has the same business that has the widgets, but they have been in business for 100 years, has $100 million in the bank, and I've been in business for a year and have $100,000 in the bank, we build this. We have an equal opportunity to meet market and sell and do great. But I don't have an equitable share in the market. They kind of control the market right now. They're pushing, and they had that jump start, that revenue, that free land and labor to get the collateral for their revenue. So they have a head start in this process. When Jesse was talking about, you know, this country is built on credit and we're ready to cash in, you know, it was not saying he's anti anything else, but you have to bridge the equity gap. You have to bridge the equity gap, and it's not a slight at anyone. I'm not saying because you're not black that you owe anything, but understanding there is a disproportionate relationship to how things are done. because you're not in my skin, you don't know what I experience every day. As a 6'6", 250-pound black man in America, I have to carry myself a little differently. I can't mouth off. I can't talk back. There's nothing illegal about talking back, but if I talk back to a police officer, I have a better chance of not making it out than someone who's 6'6", a white male. That's just how society is, unfortunately. So we have to do a better job of understanding people's burden. For me, I'm a heterosexual male. I can't tell you what's offensive to people in the LGBT community because that's not my lane. That I'm not there. I can understand the sensitivities and I can listen to them, but I can't tell them they can't be sensitive about a situation. I can't say to a woman she can't be sensitive about reproductive rights, about fair wages for women, for all the different plights that they face. So for America, it's okay to embrace something that was wrong. Hey, we've been living in a messed up situation that people try to cover up with a Band-Aid and say it's not going on. It's happening, it's still happening. But once we start to embrace that and understand it happened, we can walk towards healing. Don't knock someone for going through their pain. If you hurt, I don't care who you are, I can't negate your hurt or your pain. I have to try to understand your hurt and your pain because your hurt and your pain is from a real place. Like, the situation that goes on in America is not a made-up situation. My parents were in segregated schools. Like, this is not that far ago or long ago. It wasn't that long ago that black people couldn't vote in this country. It's a head start. It's an equity thing. It's not equality. It's an equity thing. And that's what the fight is. It has an equitable share at the table, an opportunity. Redlining may have been illegal years ago, but it still goes on. When you see districts rezoned to move kids out of school districts, to move voting districts out, that's the same type of thing, under a different name. So folks, I know this is a little long video, but I just wanted to break it down. It's not really about equality. It's about equity and having a fair seat at the table. I think we can do it, and I think we can open the dialogue and have some understanding first. It's going to take some understanding and some listening. Not being defensive, just some listening. If we can listen to one another and start to love one another and hear what's being said. Don't listen to respond. Listen to actually understand what's going on. No one said that you specifically did something wrong. I can tell you though, you get an unearned benefit. There's an unearned benefit of just waking up in the skin you're in. You don't have to feel guilty about it, but you have to understand that that's the situation that's been created by the inequity in America. That's all I'm going to say about it right now. Like, post, share, comment, because we can talk about it. It's a discussion. It's a fruitful discussion about how we can fix what's going on, because we have to fix the problem, right? We have to fix this equity problem. So like, share, talk about it, post about it, tweet about it. I want your feedback. Let's get it, guys. I love you guys, and I love the dialogue. I love understanding, and hopefully we can make this a better place. Hey, stop hating, start loving. Own this vision of success, guys. We're going to have a successful America. Contrary to popular belief, we're going to make America great finally, because we're going to bridge that equity gap. I love you guys. Peace.